Everyone, get your passport. We're gonna immigrate to another country.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Change of plans, guys. We're taking IELTS. Oh, no wait. TOEFL. Oh man, I can't figure it out. It's a sticky situation. Well, no worries. I'm your host, Limitless Surush, and today I'm going to tell you all about IELTS, TOEFL, their differences, and which one to take. TOEFL and IELTS are two of the most popular English proficiency exams, but which ones should you take? Today, we'll compare TOEFL and IELTS in terms of format and question presentation, timing, cost, difficulty level, and last but not least, which one is better for you. By the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of which exam suits your goals better. So let's get started. Basics. So TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language and is mainly used in USA and Canada. So it's computer-based and at the same time focuses on academic English. So it has only one module, academic. As for IELTS, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing Service. It's most valid in United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, and has both computer-based and paper-based tests. So that's a good advantage. Some people are very comfortable with paper-based tests. Now, as for TOEFL, TOEFL is mainly for academic purposes, for university admissions. But IELTS, you can use it for university admissions, and at the same time there's a general module which is easier, and you can use it for other immigration purposes. For example, you're a welder, you want to move to Australia, so you can take IELTS General. It's very easy and proficient. Now this is where it all begins, the formats. So as you can see on the screen, in speaking, TOEFL IBT internet-based test, you have to answer 4 questions, and for that you have 16 minutes. So you'll be talking to the computer. But in IELTS, it's face-to-face with an examiner. It has 3 parts and up to 15 minutes. Listening, academic lectures in TOEFL IBT and conversations, you have 28 questions and 35 minutes. In IELTS, you have conversations and everyday situations, but you have 40 questions, about 40 minutes. So it's longer. Reading, in TOEFL IBT, you have long academic passages, 20 questions, 35 minutes. In IELTS, you have shorter, more diverse text, 3 passages, and 1 hour, 20 minutes per passage. So again, it's longer. Now, last but not least, we have the writing. We have typed essays, integrated and independent, 30 minutes in TOEFL. In IELTS, first they give you a chart or a graph and you have to write a description. This description has to be objective, so you shouldn't inject your personal ideas, and you have 20 minutes for it. Next comes the essay. So they give you a topic, for example, about smoking, about fast food, it can be anything, and you have 40 minutes to write an essay. Now let's break down the key differences. We start with speaking. TOEFL speaking is computerized, which means that you take it in the main session, but instead of talking face-to-face, you speak to the computer. But pay attention, you need to be able to take good notes. It's all about note-taking. For example, sometimes you need to read an email or a letter or a passage and take notes, and then you have to listen to a lecture and take notes, and you see the final question. IELTS speaking is face-to-face and done in a separate session. So you'll have to finish your main exam first and take it, or sometimes you can take it before the main exam. Reading, TOEFL has 2 passages, 35 minutes, 20 questions, while IELTS has 3 long passages, 60 minutes, 40 questions. So for each passage you have 20 minutes. It's a little bit tricky to answer, but TOEFL is easier regarding reading because they show you the answer spot. They highlight the answer spot so you can easily scan and answer quickly. Listening, well, shoot first, ask questions later. What would that mean? Well, in TOEFL, first you listen, you take notes, then you get to answer the question, then you get to see the questions. But for IELTS, you listen and answer as you go. No need to take notes. And the last skill, writing. TOEFL has integrated writing. What does this mean? Well, first you read a passage, you take notes. Then you listen to a lecture about it, you take notes. And after that, they'll ask you to summarize the points. And it's going to take you about 20 minutes. And after that, you're going to have an academic discussion. What does this mean? For example, a professor comes up with a topic and asks your opinion on it. And you get to give your opinion and of course talk about two other comments regarding the same matter. IELTS requires you to describe a chart and write an essay. Now TOEFL is quicker, about 30 minutes, while IELTS takes an hour. Exam duration and scoring. Well, TOEFL takes less than 120 minutes with the new format. In 2024, they changed the format to an easier mode because the original TOEFL test would take you about 4 hours. Yeah, hard to believe, isn't it? Now, IELTS takes about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So, if you're impatient like me, I suggest that you take TOEFL. Now, regarding scoring, right now on the screen you can see my most recent score. So TOEFL is scored out of 120. Each section you can see, reading, listening, writing and speaking, has 30 points. And your total score is the sum of these points. As for IELTS, IELTS is scored from 0 to 9. Right now you can see a CEFR standard, Common European Framework of Reference. So if you're 4 in IELTS, you're a solid B1. 5.5, B2, and of course 7 makes you a C1 and 9 makes you a C2. And most of my students ask me, okay teacher, what score should I get? Well, it totally depends on the university that you're applying for. But most universities will require you to score above 85 in TOEFL and above 6.5 in IELTS. Now as for cost and availability, well, according to my recent research, TOEFL costs about $190 to $250. Personally, I took it $190. It was $150, but in Turkey, we have a value-added tax. So with the tax, it was $190 for me. IELTS, on the other hand, costs between $215 to $250. As for the availability, IELTS is available in more locations, while TOEFL is mainly offered in computer-based centers. And we talked about all this to get to the golden question. Which one is easier? Okay, let's break it down. Speaking, TOEFL, you speak into the computer. Some find it unnatural and hard. IELTS, you talk to a person, an examiner, and it can be a little bit more stressful. As for reading, TOEFL has fewer questions, 28 questions, and it's good that the exam highlights the paragraphs where the answers are. But always remember to scroll down and click next and go directly to the questions because they expect you to skim it first. You don't have time for that. I call this the supply and demand strategy. I've already mentioned that IELTS has 3 long passages, different types of questions, and it's going to take 1 hour to answer the reading questions, 20 minutes for each passage. So TOEFL takes less time, about 35 minutes, and it's easier. Writing. TOEFL is faster, 30 minutes, and you follow structured prompts, so it makes it easier. As for IELTS, again, it's going to be 1 hour long. You need to get training in essay writing, you need to get training in chart interpretation. So again, TOEFL is quicker. And last item, listening. In TOEFL, you'll listen to longer lectures and you have to listen first, take notes, and then answer the questions. So shoot first, ask questions later, as I told you. But in IELTS, you can see the questions and you answer as you go. My verdict? IELTS listening is easier, but TOEFL is easier in writing and reading. Speaking remains relatively the same. The moment of truth. Which one should you take? Well, let's break it down. First of all, you need to check your university. For example, some universities accept TOEFL only, some universities accept both of them. For example, in Turkey, where I live, for my master's degree, they asked me for TOEFL. And it's interesting because I had a valid IELTS at that time, but they told me no.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
TOEFL only. Another thing that I can say is that if you're trying to move to UK, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, for immigration purposes, especially for work visa, you can take IELTS General, which is easier in every aspect. As for my personal choice, well, I would definitely go for TOEFL. I will give you my reasons. First, I'm a very impatient person, and the whole exam can be finished in less than 2 hours. And it's easier in the key points, which are reading and writing. These are my weaknesses. But hey, that's my choice. You do what works for you. And there you have it. If you have ever taken TOEFL or IELTS, please share your experience in the comments below. And if you have found this video useful, well, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll always get an update. Thanks for watching. I wish you all the best in all your exams. See ya!